Good morning. What's up, everyone? It is Tuesday morning for me. At the time of recording this video, took the day off after Easter, and I'm just gonna be really, really quick and point blank with this. I'm not really gonna talk about this week's lesson plan. It's really straightforward. It's the same thing we normally do. Nothing crazy. No twists. No turns. We have a memory verse activity. We have, which again, the world's shortest memory verse. We have the Farmer's Almanac thing we've been doing. So it's almanac on one side, coloring page on the other. Our game in large group is 4 corners, and it's a very easy game to replicate in your small group room afterwards if you feel so inclined. But man, I just got to share a couple of things that I think are really, really cool. First one is this: Easter services, 700 plus kids. Last number I saw, or the most recent one I saw, was like 4,300 people total. We did the Easter egg hunts, and the only reason we do Easter egg hunts is to give people an opportunity to invite their neighbors and their friends in the community. And I know at our first hunt, we had 135 people or 135 families fill out the survey card to enter the drawing. But of those 135, like 47, I think, were first time, have never been in our system before, don't go to our church. And so we'll kind of follow that up to go, did they check in afterwards and do they come back? But like, the success of it isn't predicated on do they come back, because there's so many factors that go into there. So if you I know some of you, like, you volunteered at a service, but you also volunteered at a hunt. And so thank you for doing that, because we saw that it worked. We also had 150, I've seen 155, 156, and 157 baptisms. And so whether one's right and one's wrong, they're in the ballpark. So 150 plus people were like, hey, I'm ready to take my next step. And I know some of those people were like, hey, I've been going to this church for a really long time and I've just never done this, and it's probably time for me to do this. And they've been following Jesus, they just never took that step. And some people were like, hey, I've never been to this church or a church before, but what you're saying makes sense, and Jesus makes sense. And so it kind of ran the spectrum of who was making that decision, but 150 plus people. And I know some of you have like relatives who got baptized. I know 2 of my coworkers, their sisters got baptized, like two different families, 2 different sisters, like not even the same sister from 2 coworkers. Again, one of the coolest things I saw, this is one of the things I want to share with you, is that a lot of our kids got baptized, and on May 1st, May 7th, we'll show that video. But what I thought was really cool was at one or two of the services, we had those monitors in your side small group rooms to show you when service is about done, and kids started seeing their parents getting baptized. And so there's a girl, Jordan, and I think it was at 11 o'clock. And she's watching it, and she watched her parents get baptized. And then another kid like stayed and just kept watching the screen, because he was like, when are my parents going to get baptized? And I was like, I don't know your parents, and maybe they already have, or maybe they're not going to. I don't know. But I thought it was so cool that these kids were sitting there, like, just watching the screen, going like, what is going on? And we're and in your small group, Hannah was there, which is why I think it was 11, but she was also at 12:30. Was like getting to talk about what's happening with baptism and why your parents are showing up to the door wet and all that kind of stuff. So I know it was a really cool opportunity, both for our kids, again, because a lot of them did get baptized this weekend, but we also had just the question of like, wait, why are my parents doing this? And hey, let's talk about it. And now those parents get to talk about it with their kids and go, hey, this is why I did it. And that's just a really, really cool thing. So again, the whole purpose of why we do all that we do every single week is because Jesus died and rose from the dead. And so to know that, like, the day that we choose to celebrate that had such a massive impact on so many people, both the adults and the kids, is amazing. And I put out a Facebook post that said, hey, in order to pull off Easter services, it's going to take 85 spots, 84 spots. And so some of you volunteered at like 2, 3, 4 services. So I didn't need 85 volunteers because I'm counting you as one person, but you filled the spots. by Monday of last week, I was like, hey, I need like 2 spots maybe. And most years I'm like, hey, services are in like 3 hours. I don't have enough people. So thank you. Like, sincerely, it was spring break week. Your kids were home. You went, hey, we're going to be around anyway. Let me come in. What can I do? Can I come in on Saturday? Can I come in? Saturday services were my first ones that were full, and I don't normally have teams there. So you guys just went like, hey, let me help out there. I know some people were like, even I had so many that one person, I'm not going to say her name out loud because she'd be embarrassed, but she was like, I'm so sorry. I just forgot. Like, I forgot to come in because it was on Saturday and I told you I'd be here. And I was like, I'll be honest. We were okay. Like, someone just straight up didn't come in, forgot. Love this person. It's great. We were okay. So many of you stepped up and volunteered. And so volunteered extra. That's the thing, is you didn't even say like, let me keep my regular 9 o'clock commitment or my 11 o'clock commitment or whatever. You said like, I'll do Thursday night and I'll come back on Saturday, and I'll come at 12:30 and that just means the world to me. Because my family was home on spring break. My wife's a teacher. She was home. And a lot of times I spend like the weeks where she's home. I'm always like stressed because it's like it's summer and I'm getting ready for camp, or it's Christmas, I'm getting ready for services, or it's Easter and she's off on spring break. And like I just got to come home last week and just like be a dad and a husband and not like stress about volunteer stuff while my family was all off. And so that was like a huge gift as well. And so I know you guys don't do it for me. At least I hope not. If you do, stop doing it for me and do it for our kids and do it for the Lord. But it was a big deal to me. I appreciate you so much. We're gonna do a couple. We got normal services for the next few weeks, and then kindergarten is actually in a few weeks. June 15th is promotion weekend. 5th graders will move out. New kindergartners move in. And we're going to split the kindergarten group out. And so you're going to be hearing a lot about this, because we are going to give them their own classroom. And so if you are in the K1 class, you know that the summer when they are preschoolers who have not started kindergarten, it's crazy. But for right now, all I want to say is like, okay, you have these kids in your small group. Just continue to be praying for your kids, showing up, loving those kids, teaching those kids, having fun with those kids. But like this past weekend, on multiple levels and on multiple occasions, like you guys just crushed it. You made my job really easy. You made our church look really good, which by default makes Jesus look good. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to see you guys on Thursday. I'm going to see you guys on Sunday, and we're just going to keep on plugging on and see what's next. So guys, have a great day. Have a great week. I'll see you this weekend. Peace out.